Welcome, everybody. I'm going to open the meeting. This is the, where are we tonight? Sorry, no, this is the Historic Districts Commission meeting, November 19th, 2020. I'm going to call the meeting to order. We have no continued public hearings, one new public hearing, and no new business tonight. We do have a separate meeting at 7:30. This is a neighborhood meeting about the potential for a new historic district up at Jenny Dugan Road, and you'll all be there.
And that is a separate Zoom link. So anyone that may be on this Zoom that is here for the Jenny Dugan Road meeting, it is a separate Zoom link. So there's a separate agenda posted, and that meeting starts at 7:30. So just an FYI.
And commissioners all should have just received an email from Heather Carey with both links. So if you need that, that's how you find it. So in accordance with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts executive order suspending certain provisions of open meeting law, we are obviously conducting this meeting online. To ensure public access, people may access this meeting through phone or video conference. Members of the public will have an opportunity to ask questions and provide public comment on applications following the petitioner's presentations and questions from the commissioners. To do so, please use the raise your hand function in the Zoom meeting platform. If not, you can dial *9 to comment by phone. Heather Gill will mute and unmute folks, but I do ask generally that you leave yourself muted just in case there's a background feedback issue. And I don't think we're going to have a problem with screen time tonight. Oh, somebody's echoing. Can you hear the echo?
I do.
So whoever's unmuted should mute themselves. And then once there are no public comments, I will ask for a motion. We'll either continue, approve with conditions, or not approve. We'll have a second and a roll call vote, and then we will be good to go. So I'm going to take a roll call of attendance to start us off. And now that I've asked everybody to mute, I'm going to ask commissioners to unmute yourselves. Luis? I'm just going to call on you. You have to say I'm
Present.
Here. Thank you. Paul?
Yes, present.
Kate?
Present.
Catherine? Yes, you're present. I see you. Abigail?
Present.
Nia?
Present.
Dennis?
Present.
And Melinda?
Present.
And that's all of us. All right, welcome. So we have a quorum, and I do so declare. And why don't we get started? We have our one fabulous new hearing is 67 Bow Street. And I know Lori Crockett is here because we just met her daughter, Emma, the tech support over there. And this is an application to replace doors and windows at 67 Bow Street. So welcome.
Thank you.
Heather, is it possible to put up the drawings you sent us? So Lori, if you wouldn't mind just walking us through what you're planning to do.
You bet. You bet. So I'm working with Masha and Dimitri. They recently purchased the property, and they're doing some interior work, but all of the windows, or 90% of the windows, are in bad shape. So as I said in my narrative, it's a 1952 Cape. The existing windows in the back dormer are and on the sides of the house are metal frame windows that were put in the 1970s, and the vapor lock is gone on them. They look bad. Not to mention they don't go well with the house. So this is a picture of the front elevation, and we're going to leave it except for replace the front door. We're going to take the storm door off and leave it off. And they would like to put in a 4 glass pane wood door to provide a little more light inside the front house. There's a lot of trees on their property, which they're going to keep. So that's the extent of the work on the front elevation. This is looking at the right side. It's a little tough because it's near the property line, but there's also a dumpster in the way. But there's a window there, and we're going to take the window out and add a door because inside they're going to have a mudroom. So we're going to add a 12 light glass door there, a wood door as well on the side. This is the left side, and this is the master bedroom, and this is one of the metal windows that were put in the 70s. And this one will be taken out and it's on the side, so we're putting in double hung windows here with an 8/8, I think it's an 8/8 grid pattern to match the house. And they're good sized windows.
It looks like 6/6, just out of curiosity. I think.
6/6 on my plan. Oh, let me
Well,
look at my
I'm just
plan.
looking at the front windows. Those look like 6/6.
Yeah, the front there, but these windows are different sizes. and
Oh, they
just
are.
Check really quick.
Now,
Sorry.
just to interrupt you, Lori, just for a sec.
Yes.
Is the rear view visible from the public way or no?
You know what? It is from Lowell Road now that the trees are down,
Ah,
a
okay.
little bit.
And
Okay.
But
it's town-owned land back behind.
yes,
Ah, okay.
yes. So the side that you just looked at is the same size as the ones that you see in the back.
The large. Yeah.
Now, the large ones on the top, these are the 2 bedrooms. There's the master bedroom when you're looking at this on the right, and the kids' bedroom is on the left.
Mhm.
Now, we'd like to replace these windows. The height of the eave in the back where the dormer is that you're seeing is only 5'6". So
Mm.
the head height of these windows is 5 feet. And the sill of these windows sits on the floor of the bedrooms. So that's kind of disconcerting having young kids. So we are going to raise the sill height and put in new windows, but the sill will not be on the floor anymore. It'll be like 18 inches up. So because of that, we're putting in casement windows, which will configure like double hung, but because of the requirements for egress that the building code requires, you have to be able to get out of a window. The double hungs are smaller, they wouldn't work here, so we're proposing to use casement windows in those 2 areas in the bedroom. But as you see from my sketch that's provided, they actually are 8/8 because they're a little bit bigger window, wider than the ones that you saw in the front. Those are narrower windows. So those 2 windows would get replaced, as well as the middle window on the 2nd floor, which is another metal window, and that will just be a double hung window with, that one is 6/6.
I gotta say, it is so strange to see what people did to renovate houses back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, I know, right? Right, yeah. So these, and then the other thing I didn't show you was on the back of the house on the 1st floor is the kitchen, which they're renovating, and right here, and there's that bow window, and then there's double hung to the left of it. Those are going, and we're putting in a large 3-panel casement that will be in the kitchen, and it has the small pane at the top of it, and you can see that on the little sketch that I sent along.
Can you scroll down to that, Heather, please?
Sorry, thank you, Heather.
Okay,
So it's
thank
it's
you,
at the
Lori.
bottom of everything, Heather. But it shows you an elevation. Oh, well, that's okay. You keep going. You're doing great. Sorry. Oh, no.
There it is.
There. So that's the side, the one that we just talked about, and it's being replaced there. You can see that above.
There's the
And then,
proposals above, yeah.
yes. And that goes with the windows on the 1st floor there that are a little bigger than the ones in the front elevation, if you notice, and those are both originals. So on the rear elevation, Heather, please, I think it's probably down one more.
I'm
Maybe not.
able to scroll anymore.
Oh, was it above? Let me hold it up
It
there
might be at
on
the
mine.
top.
Oh, there it is.
There
Sorry.
it is.
Now
Yep.
you can see the window there in the kitchen. That is
Gotcha.
the casements with the glass pane at the top.
Looks like you're gonna replace the trim up above as well.
Yes, we're replacing the trim to match the existing. Yep. There is no trim right now, inside or out. It's quite bizarre what someone will do to a sweet little Cape house.
They were on sale. I don't
Yeah, yeah, right? Yeah,
look a good idea at the time. It's
Yeah.
happened to me.
yep.
All right. This seems like a relatively straightforward application. Are there colors? Are you repainting the house?
No, we're not painting right now. That happens to be the color of the door as it is today that we're taking off the front and the front. And so we were going to replace it with that color. The house is new to this family and they are thinking about possibly coloring the house, painting the house, but that will be in the future and they'll come back to you for that.
Lighting, any lighting changes? I don't
Nope.
remember.
Nope,
That's gonna stay the same.
no landscaping, no lighting, just the windows and the doors.
Okay. I think I've seen what I need to see. All right, why don't we, in order to keep things moving along, let me go see if I can get comment from our commission. So let me go around the horn. Luis, you're first in my.
I don't have any objections. I just want to make the comment that I want to congratulate the homeowners for doing what seems to be the typical organic progress of a 1952 house with improvement of the windows. The windows that are proposing are aesthetically pleasing and they work fine with the house. So I think that I wish we had more applications like this so we could approve them right away.
Well, that's nice for you to say to them. They
Thank you, sir.
appreciate it.
Paul,
I have no comment at all. I think that's as proposed.
thank you. Nia. Oh, you're muted though. Okay.
I think the windows look great. I echo what Louise said. I just had one question. The color of the door, is that the same color that is currently on the shutters?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No further questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Melinda.
I have no objections.
All right. Thank you. You get the award for brevity. Dennis.
All you can do is make this look better, as far as I'm concerned. I've been here personally. When I first moved to Concord, way back when my first move, we bought a house in Neshoba Road where they replaced all the windows with bronze metal framed glass.
Great,
It was
right?
hideous. So we
Yeah.
did exactly this.
Yep.
Rip them
Right.
all out.
It's amazing what people will do in the 70s, okay? Yeah.
Oh, God, it was horrible.
All right. Thank you, Dennis. Catherine.
I echo what everyone's saying. I think the rear elevation in particular is a great improvement, the proposed rear elevation that is, with the divided light new windows. So that's my only comment. I think it'll be a great improvement.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Abby.
No objection.
Thank you. And Kate.
No objection. Good scheme.
Thank
And I have
you.
no objections either. So let's call for public comment. Is there any public comment on the proposed window and door replacement at 67 Bow Street? I think we're going to get nothing but crickets here. I see no hands. I don't see even any public. So I would look for a motion from the commission. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Sorry.
Nancy, I don't know your last name.
My name is Nancy Nelson.
Nancy, hi.
Just to turn myself in, I'm a member of the Historical Commission, but as a member of the public only, I'd like to say this is great. I'm so happy to see something like this.
Oh,
That's it for
nice.
me.
Thank you, Nancy. All right, I don't see any other public comments, so why don't I take a motion from the commission?
I make a motion that we approve the application of 67 Bow Street to replace windows and doors as proposed.
Second.
Second. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor. I'm just going to roll call. Luis.
Aye.
Made the motion. Paul.
Aye.
Nia. You're an
Aye.
aye. Melinda.
Aye.
Dennis,
Aye.
Catherine,
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
and Kate. And let me just remind, let's see, do we have all the voting members here tonight? Yes.
Yes.
So
Aye.
you are good to go. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all. Lori, thank you.
Thank you
And
for your time.
Patria and
Thank you.
family, good luck.
Thank you.
very much.
See you around the
Appreciate
block.
it. Thanks a lot, guys.
You're welcome.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
very much.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All
Make
right.
sure that Marvin delivers the windows.
You know, I wish I had stock in that company. I'm telling you. So, all right. So we're finished a little early, and I don't think. Well, the only thing we could do is could we do minutes, Heather? think we
Do
could.
we have minutes up there?
There
Um,
aren't any.
well, there aren't any. Okay.
No.
No
All right.
minutes.
So really our next, so in 10 minutes, we're going to open this other meeting. I don't think there are any questions. My only question about that, Heather, so the process formally is let's say this goes ahead. It turns into a town meeting warrant article,
Mhm.
and the town has to vote. Is it a majority vote or?
2/3 majority.
Okay, it's 2/3 majority.
2/3.
So if this were to go ahead, that's what would happen. And we think town meeting is going to be in June at this point, correct?
Correct, yeah. Yeah.
Is
So-
this commission,
Sorry, Paul?
yeah, is this commission required to approve it? Or I can understand why we're looking at it, but is there some threshold that we have to approve it?
I think we would have to, yeah. I think if we're going to be the proponent, we've got to take a vote and decide if it's something we want to sponsor.
But
Right.
I want
But
to.
theoretically, couldn't the community sponsor its own?
That's a good
warrant
question.
article
I don't
and-
know.
No, I want to
Yeah.
follow on Paul's contention, and I agree with Paul. I think that we don't have to approve these, but we certainly have to endorse it.
Uh-huh.
And certainly our endorsement will carry some weight with the rest of the community. But this could be proposed by a citizen of Concord, any citizen, not the HDC by itself.
Okay. So this is an informational meeting we're giving on behalf of the applicant or the proponents. Is that the right word?
Right, we're not voting on anything tonight at this meeting.
Right. No, I just mean in general.
Right,
Like,
but-
Strictly an informational meeting.
yes. But Paul, go ahead.
Does it follow from that when asked, as I find it hard to believe we wouldn't be asked,
Right.
if you're asked, Peter, what is your
Mhm.
position on this? Are we to remain mute at this point, or?
Yeah, the HDC
Or-
hasn't voted on this yet.
But
I
it's-
know that. I know
but
that.
we will.
I'm just trying to foresee
Mhm.
a dynamic that might happen with the public meeting, and we probably ought to be giving the same response if asked.
So I think what
Which
my
may
sense,
be,
yeah, my sense of it is tonight we're giving a general presentation to the neighborhood. We're gonna answer as many questions as we can. If we can't answer them, we'll get back to the questioner. And then I think you're right, Paul. I don't know what the formal process is after tonight in terms of us voting to endorse or support. Luis may know. Do you have a?
No, I don't assume that I know, but I will say that we have no standing as a commission in this matter, but we can express our opinion
Okay. Well,
both as a commission and as citizens. And we can say that we polled the members of the commission after having discussed this, because we're supposed to have certain expertise or familiarity with these issues, and that we in general, not as a commission but as a group of citizens of Concord, were on agreement, we're agreeable to this proposal. So that's the extent of our involvement, not as a commission.
Well, I don't think we should even go so far as to answer that question. We haven't voted on it. You
Right.
know, tonight's meeting is strictly an informational meeting. We're giving information about the historic district, the process, the review process, the application process, and gathering feedback from the people that live in the neighborhood and are in the community. That's the end of the meeting. And then at future HDC meetings, we'll have continued discussions about it. should the HDC vote to submit a warrant article, that would be something that would be an agenda item on a future meeting agenda that would be voted on.
That is right.
Okay, because that's right. There is a split there. At a certain point, the warrant article would either have to be written by a townsperson, or it could be sponsored by the town. And I don't think we know that yet.
Right, we're not at that point,
I
not
don't
tonight.
know that yet. So I think, Paul, if it comes up, I'll probably punt and just say, we're not exactly sure yet, but tonight is really just an informational meeting. With as little information on that as possible. Yeah, Melinda, do you have a question?
Yeah, I do have a question, and that is, I would expect that we might be asked the question as to what kind of standards, if they were to get approved as being part of the historic district, what guidelines would we follow that they would have to follow? I would be, if I was them, I'd be asking that question tonight, and we're not there yet.
So we're not there yet. That's true.
That's something that we'll be working on over the next couple of months. And that's what we tell them, is that this will be continued, should this move forward, this will be continued discussions on all of our upcoming agendas, and we'll be having discussions on guidelines. And we'll probably, if this moves forward, have another informational meeting. There'll definitely be a public hearing about it. So at that point, we would have some sort of formal guidelines drafted.
But what I would say is that we've started the discussion internally. We haven't decided if we're going to amend existing guidelines or create an appendix. That's not known yet. We don't.
But I just want to say that this is a crucial point that Paul Ware brought when we were doing the site visit at the Jenny Dugan Road. And we have been working on this, at least Kate and I have been discussing this by email, and that we have to come up with a very clear guideline, because there are guidelines about the different historic phases of Concord and so forth, but there are no real guidelines about houses built in 1960s. So we have to come up with something that's very specific, and we're definitely aware of that, and we're working on that, and that will be available at the time that there's a town meeting and a draft for decision.
Yes, Paul, last comment, then we're probably gonna have to jump. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, so if you or Luis in particular is asked, what's the impact on my home? What's the potential, the prospective impact on the value of my home? The short of it is, we're not here to discuss that. It's your punt, correct?
No, not at all. You see, the value of your home, it's a different story. And the value of your home is something that I have sent. You have that material available, and that includes the Jenny Dugan Road, and we can do the same type of analysis with the Jenny Dugan Road. But the value of your home follows entirely different sets of guidelines. What we will be proposing here is to establish a set of guidelines by which homes can be changed, modified, improved, or transformed, following a set of principles, which are the principles that guided the development of the deck house. And that's the reason that in the presentation, Peter Nobile has a set of paragraphs that said what created the deck house, because that's what we're celebrating. You see, from a historical standpoint, we're celebrating that time of American history when people had a particular attitude and they were looking for something very specific. They were looking for an engagement with the environment. They were looking for a flexible space. They were looking for the flexibility to increase families, et cetera, and so forth. So that's where we're going.
So tonight we're answering questions about the HDC process. If there's questions that go beyond that, we will take the question down and get back to them. But we really need to end this and start the next meeting, okay?
All right, see you all in a minute.
There's a separate agenda.
I have one,
Anyone that's on this meeting that is here for Jenny Dugan Road, there's a separate agenda with a separate Zoom link for that meeting.
Nancy, you have a question?
I just wanted to say, I'm on this call because I think we really need to have closer coordination or understanding between the Historical Commission and HDC. And I'm not
Okay.
set up to do Jenny Dugan, so I'll be very short and I'll end with that. And
All right, well, why
gonna
don't you and
forward.
I can talk tomorrow?
All
Nancy.
right, that'd be great.
Okay,
Thank
yeah,
you.
please do call me.
Good
I'll
night,
give-
everybody.
Good
Okay,
night.
so can
Good night.
everyone,
Good night.
so we need a motion to adjourn real quick.
I move to adjourn the meeting of November
19th.
Second,
19.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
agree.
aye.
Aye.
Linda, Catherine,
Now
Abby,
we leave the meeting,
Aye.
right?
Yes,
Yes.
leave this meeting and go to the second Zoom link.
bye, Nancy.